Shalom, shalom. I'd like to start off by giving all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops of Great Millstone. Peace, blessing, and safety to all the Akim out there pushing this truth throughout the four corners of the earth, to the hopeful elect out there. This is the brother Hadavia coming back at you with another one. And, it's going to, you can never trust, the enemy. Can't trust Esau, Edom, who is so-called Caucasian man, the red man. You can't trust him. You can't trust him. You can't, because they always have they always have stuff up their sleeve. They always have a different agenda. You know, and that's starting up with the higher up elites. To the everyday average Edomite. We are not to trust them. And that's Jake's problem. Jake loves to trust Esau. He believes in his system. He believes in his way of life and his way of thinking and the way of doing things. When we're supposed to believe in Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, that's where our trust and faith and hope is supposed to be. Not in Esau, because he's a devil. He can never be trusted. This is Ecclesiasticus chapter 12 and 10. Never trust thine enemy, for like his iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. So like it says, never. We are to never trust Esau, Edom. Yes, we have to deal with them, or some of our bosses, most of our bosses be Edomites, Esau. But you gotta deal with them accordingly. You gotta be you gotta be spiritual. Because sometimes, man, even with me in my job, man, sometimes you really want to tell them how you feel, or even sometimes they may tell you stuff and it's bullshit, and sometimes you want to call them out, but we have to be wise in this thing. We can play along, be polite, be respectful, but in the back of our minds, to never trust Esau. Job 13 and 4. But ye are forgers of lies. Ye are all physicians and have no value. And that's all they do. All they do is lie. All they do is lie. They may say one thing, but then they're scheming another thing. They tell you something's good for you, but it's really bad for you. Especially with the within the healthcare system. And that's why Esau's got to go. Esau has polluted, has corrupted everything. Everything this man touches, he corrupts it. Everything. All he does is lie. All he does is plot and scheme, wickedness. All he does is try to find a way to better up himself and only himself. And it doesn't matter who else has to suffer for that. Because they're liars. They're straight liars. This is Psalms 58 and 2. Psalms 58, starting at verse 2. He in the heart, he work wickedness. He weigh the violence of your hands in the earth. The wicked are strained from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. Just backing up the last precept. The liars. From they come out their womb, they're liars. You know, and this is the word of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. He's telling you. So like I said in Ecclesiastes, never trust them, and you are to never trust them because from they're in their womb, they're liars. As soon as they're born, they're gonna speak lies, and you can just imagine, babies can't speak. Babies they can't talk when they come out in the womb, and that's the Lord telling you, how wicked these devils are. That even as babies, even as infants, you can't trust them because they're gonna grow up to be wicked, grow up, you know, to plot and scheme. Let's see what this says in the NOT. So 58 and 2. No, you plot injustice in your hearts. You spread violence throughout the land, and that's Esau, Edom right there. Even with the system, you know, Esau and Jake could do the same crime, and Esau's gonna get less time or no time at all, while Jake, has to suffer. Even at work, Esau will miss work, don't come, and still have a job. Jake calls in one time, is late, and he's on the chopping block. That's wicked. But that's the way it is because the Lord, the world is given into the hand of the wicked. They're running shit right now. Verse 3: These wicked people are born sinners, even from birth. They have lied and gone their own way. So they're born. That's how they're born that way. Born straight liars. Psalms 55 and 21 in the NLT. His words are smooth as butter, but in his heart is war. His words are soothing as lotion, but underneath are daggers. They talk all nice and polite. They know how to make things sound nice and sweet. But in their mind, they 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 they're just thinking of a way, you know, to 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 plot wickedness, to do war. And this is exactly how a lot of these, politicians think, you know, these higher elites, the bankers, they talk about, oh, everything's gonna be okay, build back America, Mr. Trump. But his inward thought is that he's gonna bring you know, a bunch of laws that are gonna do nothing but to, suppress the people and bring down Jake, which is you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, to bring you down because they don't care. They don't care about us. They never did. They act like they do, but they really don't. They don't even like us. Then I went to the museum yesterday, you know, and first floor, you walk in, they got, a big section for China and the Chinese history, Korea history. Can't remember what was the next section. I don't know what the next section was, but I'm there looking at the map, and because I was looking at the map before, and I was like, I wanna look at the first peoples, which is you so-called natives and indigenous people. I wanted to check that part of the museum. So when I'm in there now, I went through the section. I'm like, but hold on, like, where's the first peoples section? And you know, this is how slick they are. They put that section right at the entrance of the museum. So more times people are gonna just walk by it and not even realize it's right there as you walk in. Because you walk in, you see the big spectacles, you see like the dinosaurs, and your attention draws toward that stuff, not realizing that on the right hand side is the first people's section. So I doubled back and I went in there and it was dead. There's barely anybody in there. And that just shows, what this devil, thinks about us. And that was my favorite part of the whole museum was that section. Cause man, I'm just reading about uh how they give how the some of the chiefs, one of the chiefs, forgot his name. I should have took pictures. He got smallpox in his eye and then ended up dying. And just the way, just from the clothing and just their way of survival, man. Even walking in that section, it 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 just had a good feeling about it, because that's our people. Those same people are brothers and sisters. They're Israelites. you know and to see some of the things that this devil has done to the Lord's people. That's why this devil has to pay. This devil is gonna pay. And that's why they're wicked. They're never to be trusted. you know all the treaties that I was reading that the natives had signed, with Esau. And what did they do? They kicked them out and put them on reserves, gave them smallpox. you know and when you look at the so-called native person today, they're not doing so well. And that's all through Esau. But it's all good because Yahweh Shimei Shai is gonna come back and seek vengeance on the wicked. You know these damn devils. And man, as I was just walking around the whole thing, I was just saying these devils, man. My spirit was getting vexed just seeing the things that they done and just knowing the things that they done. But it's all good because the Lord is gonna come back and set things up right. This is Ecclesiasticus chapter 4, starting at verse 4. He that gathereth by defrauding his own gathereth for others that shall spend his goods uh, riotously. He that is evil to himself, to whom will he be good? Ye shall not take pleasure in his goods. There is none worse than he that envieth himself, and this is a recompense of his wickedness. And if he doeth good, he doeth it unwillingly. So if Esau seems to be doing something good, he don't want to do it. And if he's doing it, he has another agenda as to why he's doing it. And that's his devil. He doeth it unwillingly, and at the last he will declare his wickedness. That's Esau. That's like what they're gonna do with that seed. They're gonna roll it out. They're gonna make it seem like it's good for the people. It's a way. It's convenient. It'll make your life easier. But at the end of the day, that's your ass. You take that chip, and you're gonna eat a missile. You're gonna be judged by Yahweh Shai when he comes back and his holy angels. You know. This is First Thessalonians 5:3. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. So that's what Esau's trying to do right now. They're trying to build up peace and safety and thinking everything is gonna get back, well. But there ain't no peace coming here. And it's only the prophets of Yahweh Shem Shai who are telling you that no peace is coming right now. For destruction is coming to this place. Peace will only come once destruction has happened. once judgment has happened, once Yahweh Shai comes back and restores righteousness, then peace will happen. But right now, there's nothing but sorrows, famine, death, destruction, you know, fear. Those things, that is what is coming to this place. That is what's coming. No, that's what's already even happening here. But it's only going to escalate. It's only going to get worse in these last days. So don't trust Esau when he's talking about peace, 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 because ain't no peace coming. John 10 and 10, the thief cometh not, but for to steal and kill. That's Esau. That's all he does. When he goes into a land, when he declares war, what does he want? He wants some type of natural resources out of there. He wants to steal and kill. That's Esau. That's what Esau did with Iraq. That's what Esau did with all these wars. That's what Esau did when he came over here to Canada. And what he did to our people. The thief cometh not, but for to steal and kill and to destroy. I come that they might have life and that they might have it more abundantly. So, Esau's not coming for no peace. He's coming to steal, he's coming to kill. Revelation 12 and 12, therefore rejoice ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and the sea. The devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. And that's what Esau's getting ready to do. He's getting ready to come down with great wrath, because he knows his time is running out. And he's going to deceive many people when he does this, when he comes down with his great wrath. Because everything he's going to talk about peace and safety, and then he's going to come down with his wrath and really show his wickedness and really show his true nature. And Esau's true nature is wickedness, is evil, never to be trusted. So Jake, so Israel, you got to pay attention. Pay attention to these things. Listen to what the prophets of Yahweh Shem Yahushai are telling you. Do not trust this enemy. Get right with Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Repent. You can trust Yahweh Shem Yahushai. He's a man that doesn't lie. His words do not go out void. Everything he does is in perfection, whether you understand it or not. So that's going to do it for this lesson. I pray, it was edifying. I would like to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem Rakakwadash, and double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops of Great Millstone. And peace, blessing, and salutations to all Akim out there. Don't trust Esau, don't trust this enemy. Trust in Yahweh Shem Yahushai. I pray this lesson was edifying. Until the next one, Shalom.